While doing research for this video, I knew I didn't want to walk or drive on the causeway to tell you about the history of the causeway. I wanted to get right up on it or even right up under it to really get a close look. Luckily, I was able to source a kayak from Tiki Island, and the winds and currents are in my favor, so let's go check it out. Okay, before we get too deep into this, I actually had to look up the definition for the word causeway, as I truly didn't know the difference between a bridge and a causeway. So the definition for causeway is a raised road or track across a low or wet ground, which doesn't necessarily have to be a bridge. However, the definition for bridge is a structure carrying a road, path, railroad, or canal across a river, ravine, road, railroad, or other obstacle. So regardless of what term you use, causeway or bridge, I think either one is fine, and I will use the term interchangeably throughout this video. The causeway we drive on today was built between 2003 and 2008, and compared to the 1912 causeway that we see trains go over all of the time, the causeway we drive on today is pretty much brand new. Here we are under the newest Galveston Causeway. Since 1860, Galveston has had plenty of bridges connecting the island to the mainland, and many of those bridges were specifically built for trains. The first bridge connecting Galveston to the mainland was built in 1860 and lost during a hurricane. The same for the 1869 and 1877 bridge. Now, all of those 1800s bridges were built for railroad use as a priority, but if you were daring enough, you could cross it on foot. Now, the 1860, 1869, and 1877 bridges were very simple timber structures. Now, prior to any of these bridges being built at all, the only way you could get to the island was by small boat, or a very simple ferry system. In 1893, a bridge was actually built specifically for wagons and foot traffic. This is known as Galveston's Wagon Bridge. This bridge connected farmers and foot traffic to the counties surrounding Galveston Island. This was also Galveston's first bridge not made completely out of wood, but rather steel and concrete. When the wagon bridge was constructed and opened, it was considered the longest highway bridge in the world. And unfortunately, this bridge was destroyed during the storm of 1900, disconnecting Galveston from the mainland and making it extremely difficult to provide aid to Galvestonians after the 1900 storm. Now, the bay is only 2 miles across, but I'm not going to attempt to cross it today. I just wanted to get down close to the 1912 causeway so we could have a quick look. Here we are under the 1912 causeway. If you've ever seen the photo of that iconic sign welcoming visitors to Galveston, which states, "Welcome to Galveston, Port and Play